they're gone. They're crazy now. But years to come, they're gonna be rocking on the chair saying, "Hey, if I don't listen, I wouldn't be rocking. I would be rocking in the chair, but rocking and rolling, because this makes a huge difference."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does. It
I
sure does.
I thought I had today, so gentle folks, and tell me if you concur with me. The microbiome is so important to you that your creator, God, introduced you to your microbiome even before he introduced you to your parents, your mother, your father, your friends, your family, your sisters, and well-wishers. He introduced you to your microbiome. Am I far off or am I on track?
You're on track.
Back.
I mean, to the point where literally, as you always say, as you're passing through the birthing canal, you're being covered.
Yes.
Covered in the germs for life.
Yeah.
The germs of life.
Yeah, you're gonna need this guy in good times and in bad times.
Amen. This young lady here is pregnant.
Yes.
Sorry, this lady is pregnant. And I just feel the need to go to her and tell her, look, if you have to have a C-section, whether it's scheduled as an emergency, please inform your doctor from now. And this is what you need to tell him. Let him put it on file for you.
Yeah.
Because now how it works, put on files on the system. So even if she doesn't go to the hospital, where she's scheduled to have the baby, that information will be present. Because it is so important to not have a C-section, and not getting that done. No, you need to get it done. They need to bathe in that fluid coming from the mom. And where did I get that from? From coming onto these calls. Because it's so, I get it from you, I get it from Dr. Ruth, I get it from Nurse Dr. Lee, I get it from Dr. Denise. And I read it for myself. These things are very important.
Let me remind you, gentle folks, of a miracle that took place in the 3rd trimester of pregnancy. The vaginal microbiome is like every vaginal microbiome. But in ladies pregnant in the 3rd trimester of pregnancy, the microbes begin to change. And it now begins to resemble the exact microbes and microbiome you have in your gut. The vaginal microbiome has become your gut microbiome. That is the only way you could get all those generational species of microbes handed to you when you were scraping through the birth canal. Because that miracle took place to accommodate you to get those microbes handed. That's how important it is. So as the man was saying, if you should ever take a detour and via C-section, let's be creative in getting the child to still benefit from those microbes by using those vaginal fluids from the mother to smother it all over the child's face, upper arm, upper body, chest, etc., so that the child can live a normal life. Other than that, that child is tend to be getting mostly the microbes from the mother's skin. And that is not nearly enough for the health of the child. And that is why children who are born C-section are usually the ones that get the asthma, allergies, food sensitivities, type 1 diabetes, autism, and later on in life, lupus and other type of autoimmune diseases. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not small. This is how God arranged for Mother Nature to function. And those of us who understand it, let's work with it while the doctors catch up with what we are saying. I don't know if you folks have anything else to say as we move on. But that's what friends are for. The microbes are man's best friend. I mean, the dog is gonna say, woof, what about me? Yes, to some degree, you're man's best friend until we knew about the microbiome. because the microbiome is also the dog's best friend. Ah, Lord. I'm not hearing nobody comment. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm
Yes.
listening. I'm waiting to learn my next chapter again.
No, I have some more stuff to say to you guys. That but I'm waiting for you to let's finish the chit chat. It would be good if somebody else other than you and Marv or Dr. Rutan
Hold on.
could
Let
comment.
me,
Go
I
ahead.
can unmute everybody.
Yeah, we
It's
go
just
on.
that when they
Okay.
all have background noise, and I have to then monitor like it then becomes challenging, and it's being recorded.
That's
So
2 or 3 minutes, if anything.
Iris is on. Iris, anything to say about the microbiome, my love?
And as it relates to the song, um, this old time song, man, these 4 friends coming together. Many of you know them.
And I never even knew that that was Elton John until recently. I'm like, oh my
Yes.
God, that's Elton John with hair.
Look how those guys looked younger. Look what age can do to people. I'll be on your side forevermore. In good times and bad times. I'll be on your side forevermore.
Oh, hold on. Iris is saying to unmute. I thought I unmuted everybody. Hold on. Maybe it didn't do. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Scroll on. Okay, hold on 1 second, Iris. I'm coming. You should be able to do it. If not, I'll have to just bring you as co-host. Give me a second.
Okay. Good
There you
night.
go. Good night. Good night.
Yes. Good night. Yes. I've been listening to the chat about the microbiome, and indeed, it is our friend. I like how King Clive compared it to the dog. You know, dog is man's best friend. It never leaves us, and it's there. I mean, I almost get a spiritual feel about the microbiome at this time, especially after coming on the call. It's like, something spiritual that's so vital to us that we appreciate how it's like ever present. You hear the word omniscient, omnipotent? Yes. It is. That's the feeling I am getting about the microbiome. So that's my 5 cents.
Powerful. Thank you.
Yeah, I love that, Iris, just depicting it to spirituality, because I think it is true, because it's something, it's intangible. You can't touch it. Miss Karen?
Hi, good night.
Good night.
Yes, I would like to ask the question. All of them, I have 3 boys, and all of them were breech birth. 2 of them came by cesarean, and they managed to work with one, the oldest one, to get him out because, they were turned the wrong way. What can I do now? The boys are grown, and like how we be discussing a lot of things that you're saying you can see the difference of the normal birth and that. What could you do to assist them now or to help them? Like, I'm trying to get them on to the products that I feel like that can help. But, unbelievers, close, those young fellas, they're not hearing that, You try to get them on to listen in themselves because they're always reading and studying this. But I said, why don't you study my products? Why don't you? You don't understand what I'm trying to say to you. But what can I do now?
How old are your boys now?
Oh, one, I'm going to give away my age.
Hey.
My oldest boy, he's 50.
Okay.
The second one is 33. And the third one is 28. Okay. But like I say, I understand and I see what you're saying, because the canal was too small for them. So they spin back around. They, did not remain the way they were supposed to. So now all of this is knowledge. I mean, it's golden. And you can understand, you can see the difference of, now that you're explaining it. And now I'm beginning to understand. I said, okay, I understand. But what can I do?
Let,
I
let me
mean,
ask you, if you don't mind divulging, and you can tell us as much as you'd like to. In terms of their health journey, did you ever have any challenge, especially with the ones that were born C-section? Did you ever have any challenge with them in terms of infections, getting early infections, or having to go to the doctor frequently, or anything like that? That nature?
when they were small, yes, yes.
They're smaller. Yes.
Especially my oldest one, they had given him up when he was 2 years old. He to die. They gave him 2 weeks, and
He was,
he was 50.
he's not,
So
he was that sickly.
yes,
Oh
yes.
my God.
You know, they had to insert camera tubes down into him to see. He would be standing up and just drop down. But by the time he hit the ground, he would scream, and mommy, and I grab him, and no one else see what was happening. Not the doctors, nothing. I had to sleep in the hospital with him, and they say, when it happened, call me. And by the time I call, he's back to normal.
Please tell me that he was breastfed, and the others too? They were
The old
breastfed?
no, in fact, the oldest one, he didn't want it. He didn't take it.
They didn't take the breast.
No,
Okay.
no. The
Did
other
he?
two, they
Yes. Go ahead. The other two took the breast, but the first one didn't.
no, he didn't. He didn't. He didn't.
Were they exposed to early antibiotics? Precautionary antibiotics? You know, do you remember?
Yes, yes, because with me, they had them in the nursery.
Yes.
They
Okay.
kept them in the nursery.
And you weren't able to really breastfeed them as much as you'd
Not
like?
right away. Not right away.
You were
No.
recovering in your own way too from that surgery.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Are any of them diabetic?
I am now. My last boy. See,
Okay.
all of it is knowledge, you know.
Mhm.
It happened when I was pregnant with my last boy. But like they say, your father was, this one was, and I tell you, I am
It's not
learning
true.
so much. But the miracle is, let me tell you, I've just had surgery on my eyes. I can see now, my reading is not fully there now. And all of my results came out normal, perfect.
Yes.
And they're wondering, what did you do? What did you do? But I have the secret for them when I go back on my next appointment.
Okay.
So God is good.
Yes. All right.
God is good.
So when a child is born C-section, we would hope that the parents would now make a deliberate effort to ensure that the microbiome that is compromised be restored. Did the children grow up within a form of pets? Did they have like a dog in the house?
Hey, Miss Karen, you can unmute. Sorry.
No, we never had
Never had a
pets
pet?
and nothing like that in the house. We had a dog outside, but not inside.
Oh,
No.
when I say inside the house, I mean exposure to dogs, pets.
Yeah, my middle boy, he loves dogs.
Yes. Because what happened, the dog's microbiome, why it is good to have a pet, especially a dog, is that he's outside roaming all the time and he comes back in with his microbes. And the children who have pets tend to have a more robust microbiome and a robust immune system. And they don't tend to get sickly as much as the children that are grown up without pets. It's like children who are grown up in a farm setting usually don't get as sickly as children that are grown up in apartments. And
Well, they used to ride it like for a dog, the dog as a.
You should ride the dog as a pet.
They used to ride the dog, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find
The horse.
occasions that they were exposed to microbes, and that might be
Yes.
a blessing that you
Yes.
didn't even saw it, but that is what happened. Because as a child interacts with animals, with siblings, with mother and father, then the child would grow its microbiome, even though it is not quite the same as if it had gone through the birth canal. But so the immune system is trying to get strong, the microbiome is trying to be restored. But we usually ask for parents that give birth to children, C-section, to make a more deliberate effort to consume more prebiotics and probiotics for the children, so that they can get a more robust microbiome and therefore immune system, because your immune system is only as good as the quality of your microbes, because they are the ones that educate and inform, instruct, and nurture, feed your immune system. So your immune system is like a mirror of what your microbes, the microbes that you have. So I guess we could always talk about this some more, but these are some of the things that science is now looking at. And this is much bigger than we are thinking. And
Yes.
it is something that, let me say this, so since we have gotten here, I'm listening to a Dr. William Davis, and he has coined the word microbaceuticals. Have you ever heard that word, anybody? Like when you have pharmaceuticals.
Well, that's interesting. I like that word.
Not heard it before.
Microbaceuticals. Who heard it?
I've not heard
Yes.
it.
So he has coined the word microbaceuticals, saying that we are getting to the point where we are not that far away from saying things like, if you have rheumatoid arthritis, take 5 microbes. If you are depressed, take 3 microbes. If you have a baby that you want to be free from asthma, irritable bowel syndrome, obesity, type 2 diabetes, get these microbes. He's saying that is where medical science is heading. Do you find that interesting?
Very. I'm just
I like
remembering
that.
we had
That sounds cool.
Yeah, we had a discussion about that, Clive. You and I didn't remember, but yes, we did.
Yeah, that is where it is. We might be thinking and wondering, but when you hear the medical doctors saying it, because they are reading these journals, they are reading the latest publications, they are talking to their colleagues and peers. And these are the conversations that are just ahead of the rest of the curve. So we know that we aren't anything you have heard us said on these calls. It's not too far. It might sound far-fetched. It sounds as if we are stretching it too much and we are overdoing the microbiome. But guess what? The doctors are the ones feeding us. They are the ones who are formulating the products, the prebiotics and the probiotic formulations. And they are looking at the strains of bacteria and they are telling us, wow, these are the potential of Lactobacillus reuteri, Akkermansia mycinifolia, and other things. They are learning the individual abilities and strength of these microbes. And the pharmaceuticals are not able to do what these guys do. Can I tell you this? Your microbiome is your internal pharmacy. They are designed to make your chemicals. So when you take an external chemicals, it interrupts your normal natural pharmacy and throws it in disarray. And that is why you get sick, because many of those chemicals you take from external sources are damaging to the microbes. And some of us have to take those chemicals and toxic stuff every day, several times a week or per month. And some of them are very strong and it causes imbalance inside of your own internal pharmacy. And that is why some of us may have a few more, can I say, Marley gripe and Floxy complaints than others. It is how damaged our microbiome have become. And we may not have some keystone bacterial species to help us to make the body function, to make certain key chemicals to make the body run. So we are functioning in a lopsided way. We are sort of handicapped without these microbes because our makers of our chemicals are damaged. I don't know if anybody's understanding or appreciating what I'm saying right now.
Of course we are.
So we have to understand that we must try to limit and resist any attempt by any external forces to inject or to cause us to take chemicals or to do procedures or surgeries that would compromise our microbiome. Because with due respect, there is no professor, there is no doctor. If it's a doctor for 50 or 60 years, there is none of them. There are no teams of doctors or teams of scientists or researchers that is as nearly as intelligent as our internal microbiome. Oops, I'm sorry if I offended anyone. But there is a reason why they are here for 3 to 4 billion years, because they know how to make chemicals. They know how to make enzymes, and they know how to break down every single thing and extract everything from it. And that is why we need them. I envision that if we did not have microbes to produce all these chemicals and enzymes, the human body and organs might have needed to be much larger. And therefore, we might have been ill-shaped. So I think in order for God to get us as 60 as we are, he had to allow for some functions to be done by microscopic organisms. I don't know if somebody might agree with some of the things I'm saying. But any further comment before we move on, Dr. Ruthan?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. All right. So I guess we have commented on the song. Oh, half an hour now. Our time is moving. But if we look some more at the microbes, last week we made a point. Dr. Joel Furman, he said that the humans across the world have become a weakened version of humans. A weakened version of humans, and are no longer have the natural resistance to protect themselves. Humans are not able to protect themselves as better versions of humans of the past. Protect ourselves against antigen, bacteria, virus, and toxins. We can't remove toxins as well as we used to. That is why toxins remain in our body for decades, are slowly leached into the body and promotes chronic inflammation. That is why we are always sick and in need of medication. Now, that is what Dr. Furman said. And those are some of the closing points we made last week. We have become weakened versions of humans. But today I wanted us, while we played that song, is that we wanted to look at humans as the microbiome, rather, as our pals. The microbiome as our pals. Another word for saying friend. But pals as an acronym, PALS. So we're going to try so much we can get in. The Beatles, they made a statement in one of their songs which says, we only exist with a little help from our friends. In life, we only exist by getting help from our friends, because we have heard it said, no man is an island, no man stands alone. And I remarked that even Lone Ranger, he found it necessary to have Tanto, and him named Lone Ranger. Him say, me alone par. But then there comes a time when he needed a friend in the person of Tanto, based upon that character, that mythical character. So there is a song, I think we have made reference to it sometime in the past, that says, wish I had a friend like me. In the body of the song, in the song itself, it is saying, I wish I had a friend like me. I think you know, guys, where I'm going with this. We get a little help from our microbiome, not a little help. We get a lot of help from our friend, the microbiome. And yes, indeed, your wish to have a friend like you indeed have a friend like you that has become you. So we have pals. I like the word P to mean several P words, is our protector, like the police, to protect and to reassure. So the microbiome is in part our protector in that it educates, nurtures, informs, and raises the IQ of your immune system. It teaches your immune system to identify pathogens from the friendly guys. Attack those, but don't attack these. And they take, you have to trust the microbiome in order to do that, because you are very vulnerable and you have to take information from non-human cells. That is what make that gift that God has given to us in the microbiome so intriguing, because we are now taking instruction and information from cells that are non-human. Now, we are not accustomed to be doing that. We are not accustomed to being so close to non-human activity and non-human cells. But guess what? Human cells and non-human cells in the form of bacteria, virus, fungi, protozoa, archaea, has formed themselves into what we coin the word, the microbiome, just for Lideberg, give them that word, to describe the cells and the genes of the cell, of those non-human cells, as the microbiome. And it is this microbiome that has become so friendly with human cells. You can't separate them anymore. In spiritual terms, a David being given a Jonathan. So God knew that we needed a Jonathan. And as David, a Jonathan came along as our pal, as a trusted friend, one that will never let you down, one that will never betray your trust, one that you can close your eyes, go to bed, and allow for this thing to run your entire body and have no fear, because tomorrow morning you'll still be there. Yeah, so friends, the microbiome is the biggest thing that has ever happened to you. And we didn't know, because all along they told us that we are sterile and we are to live sterile. That no Sankey don't sing so. You were never meant to be sterile, and you would have been dead a long time ago if you were as sterile as our teachers and schools and parents, etc., has taught us about us who they thought we are. So they are our protector. They not only are our protector, but they are our provider, in that they make certain nutrients, especially from fiber, and digest that fiber and make certain nutrients from it that us as humans would never be able to, because we only possess 17 digestive enzymes, wherein bacteria in our body has 60,000 digestive enzymes. So do you realize that really and truly, we could not even feed ourselves? We can't even feed ourselves without these microbes. We can't even. So they are our protector, they are our provider, and as I said earlier on, they are our pharmacy. They make the chemicals to make the body run. And then also they make us positive, help us to overcome inertia, help us to do things that by ourselves we may not have done it. But because these microbes are making these neurotransmitters, the GABA that give us focus, the serotonin that makes us happy, the dopamine that has a multiple functions, and the other types of 30 different neurotransmitters that these things make as they communicate with the brain. So that is what P means. Protector, provider, pharmacy. They make us be positive rather than negative, because being negative, we would not try anything, because the cave you fear to enter may contain the treasure that you seek. But you have the mental clarity, alertness, and energy to go try because you can, and you have the energy, and you are brave and you are bold because these good microbes are doing that for you. Now that is P in pals. A, I use A to say it's an army. We have an army of 1,000 bacterial species living on us and living inside of us. What an army. 1,000 species. And that is why Professor Julian Davis had to write the Science magazine at the end of the Human Genome Project when they did not get the answer, and said to them, you are going to get it wrong if you do not include 1,000 species of bacteria that live on us and inside of us, because they influence human activity. And that is why they started the Human Microbiome Project a few years later, and we got a lot of information. For example, that we have 100 trillion microscopic organisms living on us and living inside of us. 9 million genes. How do you perform as a solo human when you have all this microbial activity? We got it wrong. Dr. Susan Lynch was able to say that we did not know. We got it wrong. But we have not heard the mainstream system coming out and say, oops, drawbacks, we have gotten it wrong. They're not going to say that. They're too proud to say that. It's going to take another 20 years before they begin to come around to fully speak the way that we are speaking on this call, to embrace the microbes as part of human construct. But you and I don't have the luxury of waiting 15, 20, 25 years until they make up their mind to embrace the microbiome. We must embrace it now, because this is all the fingers of science are pointing in this direction. I know many cardiologists, because Dr. William Davis is a cardiologist, and yet he's making certain pronouncements about the microbes based upon his research. Dr. Michael Greger, Whale Bolsowik, and I mean, there are so many names that are speaking about the microbiome, that we must know, that we follow what these scientists are saying. Don't wait and make the mistakes that many are making to expose themselves to all these toxic chemicals in whatever form they come in, and to be exposed to surgery. If you ever have a medical problem, guess what you should do? Always consult with your microbiome first. Oops. Am I making sense to anyone? If you believe you have a medical condition, your first doctor that you should consult, what's the name of your doctor? You can call him Micro B. Call him your middle name. In my name self is Christopher. Call your doctor your middle name, your microbiome, your middle name, because he is near and is dear to you and performs many functions inside of you, outside of you, and work along with your brain to run the body. Did you know that? Those same microbes that we have stepped on, we have called names, we have belittled and called them scum and germs and critters. Guess what? Uh-oh, they are now your second brain. We abuse what we don't understand. We did not understand that microbes are so intelligent. They have been on us, in us, around us, and they kept it a secret all this while until we discovered a microscope 400 years ago and improved on the quality till we now have the electron microscope and other similar ones, and we can see all this activity going on and on us and around us and inside of us, that we now understand these microbes, and we can give them names individually, and we can tell it what their functions are. So we have them. In terms of the amount of microbes you have for yourself, the earth has 8 billion people living on it. You would need to have 12,000 earths to hold the microbes that live on you and inside of you if they were as large as humans. 12,000 planets. This is not small. You literally have a universe of 100,000 microbes to attend to. And you tell me that your life is boring? I don't know. This is better than Star Wars. We have, every morning you wake up, you're like an emperor for the galaxy of the microbiome living in you and living on you to attend to make sure that they are healthy, to make sure they are strong, to make sure that they are resilient, to make sure they are happy. How can life be boring when you have so much company inside you and on you? So it's an army. Okay. So, and they answer a lot of questions that medical science struggle with. A lot of these answers come in the microbiome. The L now means that we learn from them. As I said to you, they train your immune system. You are only as good as your immune system, your body's ability to defend itself. Your immune system was virgin until you were given your microbiome that instructed them and took them to university, basic school, then primary school, high school, college, and university, and after university, learning also. So we learn from them and we must listen to them. Learn to listen to your microbiome. How you do that? By following your gut feeling. I guess we can look at that some other time. Follow your gut feeling. And oftentimes we have said, if I did follow my gut feeling, I would not have given that man my $50,000. Those guys are trying to tell you something, not only about money, but in terms of people. Sometimes you have some people trying to come around you and behaving like they are your friends. They come to your friends to get benefits. And your microbiome is telling you through spirit tech, that one is bad news. Walk away, Clive. Walk away. That fast talking, sweet talking person, that charm and charisma, it is fake. We have done our homework. We have checked out that person's microbiome, and there's not a decent bone. There's not a decent microbiome in that person. Walk away. Tell them to pack their bags and go to the left, to the left. Yeah, follow your gut feeling and listen to your microbiome. And oftentimes, many people are in a hurry to get married, and the microbiome is saying, no, 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 no. Take time to know her. It's not an overnight thing. As the song says, take time to know that person. And really and truly, a lot of those things that the person is trying to suggest, ill motives. They are wrong. So walk away, you know. So follow your gut feeling, learn to listen to your gut brain, and listen to them and learn from them. And the S now means they're our servants. They provide service for us. They maintain our health for us. Dr. Francisco Delgado, you know, I like to quote him, bacteria are an extension of the functions of the body, and they help us to stay healthy. So they help us to maintain a good health. We won't get sick if our microbiome is healthy. Can I say that again? You will never get sick if your microbiome is healthy, strong, and happy. You only get sick when your microbiome is sick, unhappy, and disgusted with what you're eating. Hey, guy, why are you doing this, man? You know, every time you eat all that sugar, you wipe out billions of us. Do you know every time you eat that pizza, every time you eat those French fries, every time you eat that fried chicken, do you know? Come on, man. I see what's on your plate, but could you throw that in the, oh Lord, he's gonna eat it. He just put it in his mouth. Guys, come on, guys. We gotta deal with this. They talk to themselves. I said, when is some sanity going to come to this person? Why are you so determined to take these medications? Why are you so determined to eat this food? Why are you so determined to take why are you so determined to eat the sugar? And why are you so determined to use all those devices that cause havoc among us? Please, we're asking you not to do certain things that harm us. And even though they die down, they are resilient and they come back to die down again. And that has been happening for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. But God made them resilient because keep smiling. We are on your side forevermore. You have done us harm more than you have done us good. But we're going to wait around until you come to your senses and you begin to change your diet, that you don't get sick so much, that you need so much medicine, that you need so many antibiotics because you keep on getting these infections, because you love meat, you love milk, and you love cheese. But trust me, guys, your microbiome is saying, walk away from some of those stuff. Let me behave myself and say some more things. They make your serotonin and they make you succeed in life. They're determined to make you succeed in life. They say, Clive, here's the deal. You take care of us, feed us, nurture us, listen to us. We take care of every health condition that you may ever encounter, and we will keep you healthy so that you can take your time, use your creativity to become wealthy. We make you healthy so you can use your time and resources to become wealthy, because you won't spend so much of your money in clinics, hospitals, drugs, surgery, procedures, and specialists after specialists. We will do, eat fiber, eat plants, eat fruits, vegetables, grains, lentils, eat nuts. Those are the things we like. Didn't you get the memo, Clive? Eat those things. We like those things. We make your medicine for you. We are fed, we feed you, and we make your serotonin and all the neurotransmitters, and your skin will be glowing, your hair will be flowing, and your nails will be in style. And we are here to make you healthy and happy. Give us the material, and we do our job while you do your job to get wealthy, because our appetite is expensive. We don't want no back juice pan base. We don't want no cheese tricks around here. We don't want no chicken back around here. We want pomegranate. We like dark chocolate. We like wine, and we like the fine things of life. So don't give us cheap stuff. Give us the good stuff, and we give you your good health. Now let me behave myself and pause here for a cause, because we are going to tell our folks on the line this evening things you might want to do and take to keep your microbiome healthy and regaining your health. And thank you for the, are you going to do bell large for me first, Dr. Rutan? Are you hearing me?
No problem. Sorry about that. I was trying to find the screen.
Okay.
So yeah, I actually was trying to get the slides up and couldn't get them up. So thank you so much for whoever got them up. I couldn't get it to come up. They're single slides. So listen, this spillage right here is absolutely a fantastic formulation because it's now Orzold Enzyme 5. And basically it's made out of our rosmarinic acid as well as the olive. And it deals with feeding the mitochondria and making sure that the mitochondria is energized at all levels. And one of the main reasons that it was created was for circulation and microcirculation. And we don't realize how important our microcirculation is until we don't have it, until we start feeling the cricks in our joints and the pains. Also, this helps to hydrate the brain because it's able to pass and able to go through the brain barrier, the blood-brain barrier, as well as the eye barrier, which usually not many things can pass through there. And so this allows for Alzheimer's and dementia. It assists and aids with that, as well as it helps with anxiety and depression because it's dealing with the gut. So the first things that persons are going to find when they use the Belage is that their system flushes. Some persons say they pee a lot. Some persons say, well, I have a lot of bowel movements. Well, it's coming from this Belage. The Belage is detoxifying your body and flushing it out, and then it's removing the excess mucus and inflammation out of your body. I know when I drink my Belage, I pee a lot because that means the inflammation is coming out of my body, and having an autoimmune means that the inflammation markers are usually slightly higher than normal. And so this is what our Belage does. And, feeding the mitochondria, of course, like I said, is the energy houses of the cell. It actually regenerates it. And oftentimes, if anybody was on Dr. Denise's call on Saturday, she spoke about how with cancer, one of the first things that it targets is what? The mitochondria. It weakens the mitochondria. So you're starting to feel tired more often. You feel fatigued. You feel weak. Well, guess what? The Belage regenerates, brings back to life the mitochondria. And even with COVID-19, what was the first thing that it targeted? Well, the mitochondria. Once again, it was killing off the mitochondria, so killing your energy houses. This also helps with your immune system. It builds your immune system by 45%. It protects you from viruses by 85%. So you only got 15% more to work with to bring you to a whole 100. So this Belage is our flagship product. It's been around for over 40 plus years now. So it's absolutely actually half a century, I think 53 years now. So it's absolutely incredible. Back to you, King Clive.
Okay, thank you. Now, here we talk about Asaki, and I believe there's a stroke of genius in Dr. Bedi Edes when he and the team of scientists from Sankey Mayor decided to make this product. They studied it, years and years of study, because this lab has been around for 53 or so years. And they realized that if ever they were to make a product outside of coronary fire, Belage, and inner 7, they had to make a product for the gut. That is why Asaki was developed. This product contains 596 different metabolites. Metabolites are what feed the microbes. It's designed to nourish and restore the health of the microbial population inside of your gut, the good microbes. So if you have concern, or if you are not sure that your microbiome is healthy and happy, what is the logical thing to do? Follow your gut feeling and consume Asaki. Asaki works as a dietary supplement powder that nourishes as a prebiotic the bacteria. If you provide the nutrients, many keystone species of bacteria you may have lost over the years and the decades because of exposure to antibiotics and medication, poor dietary choices, excessive sugar, and toxins otherwise. You may not have certain things, because if you don't have Akkermansia and Lactobacillus reuteri, Akkermansia muciniphila is what restore gut lining to prevent leaky gut. Bam. That bacteria is a bad boy. Knows how to build back the walls of Jericho. build back the walls of Jerusalem, brother, so that you can be strong and be resilient again. So you have to give your gut the nutrients. The microbes will return, and then they will begin to get rid of the things that offend you. By fixing leaky gut, you get rid of inflammation and the autoimmune diseases. Wow. Asaki, you're a king. Okay. Do you want to talk about the other products from me, Dr. Rutan? Thank you.
No problem. So our inner seven is made out of over 65 essential minerals. And this right here is from the depths of the ocean in Japan. But the essential minerals that we have, it helps to hydrate the colon. It also helps to balance out your hormonal levels. I mean, this inner seven, for me personally, I can tell you, I mix this in, like, if my nerves are on absolute crazy, I do 2 Cranberry Fire. And I mix it. Sorry, my Bixby loves to suddenly come on and talk to people. But oh my goodness, nobody's talking to you, Bixby. But the inner seven, I mix this with my Cranberry Fire, and guys, when I tell you the pain just levels right out. I mean, totally numbs it out. So this inner seven is absolutely incredible. Like I said, persons that have hormonal imbalances, women that are going through menopause, the inner seven is for you. But guess what? It goes deeper. This inner seven is fantastic for cuts and sores and healing of that. And also for your hair, helps to assist in growing your hair. I found that I had like a patch on my head that used to drive me nuts. I put one of these in a spray bottle, those little tiny spray balls, and I just used to spray it on my hair. And that no longer is there. That little patch that used to drive me insane is no longer there. And if you pour this directly, or even mix it with water and pour it on a cut, because it's concentrated, so it will burn if you pour it directly on it. You mix it and you put it on a cut and a saw, it actually starts to heal it. It helped me with, I had a bad saw. Listen, this inner seven for me, this is my go-to, especially when I'm feeling a lot of pain. Can I have the Cranberry Fire? Listen, the Cranberry Fire is made out of the Auxilia Night Reset. This is the Japanese black beans. Once again, the rosemary, as well as the olive, but also the polyphenols from green tea. This helps to remove the excess carbs and sugars that we consume throughout the day. So if you're hypertensive and diabetic, this is the baby for you. You need this one right here. It also helps to clean out the arteries for cholesterol. And yes, and it burns fat through a process called thermogenesis. So it actually targets all of the visceral fat. Is usually that tough fat that sometimes just does not want to move. It will target and get rid of that through that process of just heating up the body. And then you have also one of the other things that it does, and again, it actually gives you an amazing and a phenomenal night's rest. Back to you, King Clive.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I was trying to unmute. Yeah, man. So we are very grateful for the thoughts that went into making these products. We are not left without a response. We are not left without answers. We are not told everything by the medical system. We want to stretch it and say they are really trying hard. But in their trying hard, we are still living with chronic, degenerative, progressive diseases for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. And then those diseases take our life. We need to return to the microbiome and ask the microbiome to rescue us, or dog now our supper, you would say. But the conversation continues. We are learning more about our trusted friends, and many people's lives are touched and changed for the better. And you take heed and learn more about your microbiome, because we want to continue so that we are educated and informed, and then we will be very comfortable working with our microbes. They are there all this while as our friends. Let's work with them until there is trust, and we can keep smiling, keep shining as we work together with our trusted friends. Now, just for the record, the Wednesday evening microbiome call and RGR 94 FM, the series has come to an end. 14 episodes, and we actually did 15. Just came like that and went like that before you could say microbiome. Now, the powers that be and the executives at the radio station is to tell us if they're going to continue with it and how long, you know, for maybe the next 4 weeks we will know, and so on. But we took a break because the series came to an end. Just for those who need to know, because you have been so kind enough to support Dr. Monroe and myself on the Microbiome, the Invisible Guardians of Our Health, on Radio Jamaica, 8 o'clock on Wednesday. So it won't be on tomorrow night, but we will be kind enough to tell you when it returns. Is there any further announcement we need to make, Lady
So what's going to happen tomorrow night?
Yeah, that is what is happening for tomorrow night. So it has come to an end. The series has come to an end, and we have to get more sponsors to come on board and to make it happen again. Thank you for asking.
I understand that, but something must happen tomorrow night.
And you're going to fill us in with that.
I'm sorry?
You're going to fill us in with that powerful information.
I thought you might want to say that there's going to be a presentation hosted by the 4 of us.
Yeah, man. So super duper presentation tomorrow night. Lady Marva will remind us of the time. I think it might be 8 o'clock Jamaica time.
Yes.
Yes.
That's correct.
So Dr. Ruth Ann, Dr. Joy Pereira, Lady Marva, and myself, Clive Campbell, will team up as a microbiome force, so that all your guests and family members and friends that come on will get a good dose and understand better what the microbiome is and understanding their body better. Because if you know better, you will do better. Anything else on that, Lady Marvel?
Well, just to let everyone know that because it's a presentation, they're able to invite the prospect, and you know, and then so we can let them know, you know, get them a chance really to get new people on their team. So invite people, and if you don't want people, just give them my name. But otherwise, you know, they'll get back to you once the program's over, and better yet, you can get back to them, right? So tomorrow night at 9 p.m. at our normal time here, no daylight saving time really, and except for TG, their regular time now, and Jamaica at 8 p.m. All right. So, you know, come on, hang out with us again. You know, you might, you know, get something good in it. And there's actually a promotion. If you get distributors, you know, there's a promotion for that, and promotion for people just want to purchase. All right. So let me see you there tomorrow. Thank you for your consideration.
Okay.
Dr. Ruben, can drive, one of you. Are we done?
Good night, guys.
Good night.